Imagine this. You're about to crash into the car in front of you. That's bad enough, but the nightmare is just beginning. Because this is a pileup. And now it's your turn to take a hit. The question is, what do you do? What can you do to avoid something like this? Car pileups are the automotive equivalent of a nuclear chain reaction. The aftermath looking like a bomb has just hit the highway. In a matter of seconds, this pileup in Arizona destroyed 8 cars, killing 8 people. And this one in Virginia demolished 65 cars, injuring 40 people. How can so much damage happen so fast? Well, usually it's the weather, as you're about to see in this footage from Great Britain. Watch as the red car suddenly swerves out of control on the rain-slicked road. The surrounding cars all stomp on their brakes, but look towards the right of your screen. A white truck can't stop in time and plows into the cars ahead, setting off a 7-car chain reaction. Very often, fog is the culprit, like in Sacramento, California last winter. A fog bank suddenly engulfed Interstate 5 and triggered a pileup that demolished 47 vehicles. Peg Ballard will never forget it.
I hit that stuff, and it was just like somebody reached over the back seat and put their hand over your eyes. It's horrible.
You just couldn't see?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. It's terrifying. Because the first thing you want to do is stop, and you know you can't. You want to pull off, and you don't know where to go because you can't see anything.
As Ballard plunged through the fog, she suddenly saw the ghost-like form of a tractor-trailer on its side.
When I slammed into him, I just said, I'm dead. That was it. I couldn't believe it when I opened my eyes. And, of course, my feet were up on the dashboard.
Worse yet, another semi, like this one, was heading right for her.
I'm just so lucky that that thing didn't slam into me and just make I wouldn't be here.
5 people were killed in that pileup, partly because many drivers didn't slow down when they hit the fog. And some of them, and I know this sounds crazy, but some of the drivers actually sped up.
We were like driving by us about 80 miles an hour, 85, like it was like there's no fog.
You've heard that a pileup like this is often caused by people who drive too fast when they can't even see in front of them. Why do they take such risks? Poor judgment. But now, brain research is offering another possible answer, having to do with a little-known but fascinating optical illusion. It was recently discovered in Britain, where pileups and fog are so much a part of the landscape of science.
Car pileups are a problem wherever they are.
At the forefront of that study is Professor Bob Snowden, with his discovery of why people drive so fast in fog. So is it that people are being a little bit careless?
Well, what our research is beginning to show is that perhaps it isn't just carelessness or stupidity. It might actually be a product of the way our brains work.
He's traced the problem to the back of our brains, to this pea-sized group of brain cells. Turns out the cells have 2 separate jobs. One is to judge contrast. The cells fire quickly on clear days, slowly on foggy days. Their second job is to judge speed. They fire quickly when you move quickly, slowly when you move slowly.
You notice now that the scene's fairly foggy.
Problem is, Snowden discovered, the brain sometimes gets those 2 jobs mixed up, as you're about to see.
Next one is 70.
In this experiment, people start out driving on a clear day. Without a speedometer, they have to guess when they get to 70 miles an hour. Most get it right.
That feels like 70 to you in the sunny condition. Correct.
But when they have to guess their speed in fog, look out. Remember now, on foggy days, those special brain cells fire slowly. But the brain gets confused and thinks the slow firing also means you're moving slowly.
Does that feel faster or slower than before?
Slower.
Thinking that you're driving too slow, you naturally, disastrously speed up.
But would you be surprised to hear that when we put you in dense fog and asked you to 70, you actually drove at 94 miles an hour then?
Oops.
Okay, and this is my steering. What about you at home? Try taking the test with me. Now, first off, on a clear day, here's what 70 miles an hour looks like.
Oh, I see.
Okay, in the fog.
This is really foggy.
Now, in the fog, make your car go 70 miles an hour. So what do you think? This is much slower than 70 miles an hour, right? Don't you think we need to go faster?
It's going awfully slow, I gotta tell you.
We're going slow.
Yeah,
Okay,
right
shall
about
we
there.
see how fast that was actually going?
Yeah.
When Snowden analyzes the result, amazingly, he finds that at the end, we were going 98 miles an hour.
I was going 98 at the end?
Yeah.
That felt so slow. So what's caused me to be so wrong?
Well, it's your brain cells.